Hey, baseball fan, time for a little self-care and a few minutes of cardboard meditation. Welcome to the show that features some of baseball's oddest stories and the cardboard slabs that document them. Find peace and joy through baseball cards with your host, the big guy.
Industrial-sized coffee. Good morning. You know, this game of baseball is steeped with myth and history. And, you know, if you're a mediocre ball player, you can become a legend when you're put in a situation where you just rise above, such as the game of baseball and the All-Star Game. Now, the first Major League All-Star Game was played on July 6, 1933 at Comiskey Park in Chicago. It was initiated by Arch Ward, a sports editor for the Chicago Tribune, to coincide with the celebration of Chicago's Century of Progress exposition. And to this day, we still have an annual game that showcases the top talent every July. And the All-Star teams were originally selected by the managers and the fans for the 1933 and 34 games. And then from 1935 through 1946, managers selected the entire team for each league. From 47 to 57, fans chose the team starters, and the manager chose the pitchers and remaining players. And from 1958 to 1969, managers, players, and coaches made the All-Star team selections. Then in 1970, I remember it well, the vote again returned to the fans for the selection of the All-Star team starters for each team, and that's the way it still remains today. And I remember getting those little punch cards. Remember those little computer punch cards that you have to knock out the little chads and then they send them in? Yeah, it's not done that way anymore. It's all done online. All right, let's take a look at the top 13 All-Star appearances. We're also going to be showing you all of the All-Star cards that exist from each one of these players. So check them out and take a look at the numbers underneath. So if you want to go check them out and purchase them for your legacy collection, here's how you can find out the information. All right, Ozzie Smith, the magical glove man Hall of Famer, made it to the Midsummer Classic 15 times as a starter. Trust me, that is a lot of starts. Also at 15, the great Tony Gwynn. Now he's remembered for playing in one of the most exciting All-Star games, the 1994 All-Star Game. I'll dial to the end of the game because it's where the magic happened. Fred McGriff hit a homer that sent the game into extra innings. And in the 10th, Tony hit a single, and Moises Alou hit a double, and he scored all the way from first base. Now, Tony had to rumble around the bases like a locomotive, and he rumbled home and slid right under the tag of Ivan Rodriguez, and then shouted loud enough for everybody in the booth to hear, "Yeah!" The Nationals went on to win 8-7. Another 15-game starter was Brooks Robinson, the human vacuum cleaner. He has an all-star career batting average of .289. He won the 1966 All-Star Game MVP, despite the AL losing that one. Now, my favorite all-time player, Al Kaline, also started in 15 All-Star games. Now, his first game, that was pretty interesting. It was in 1955. He was 20 years old. That was also the year that he won the American League batting title, the youngest to ever do so. The great Mickey Mantle started in 16 All-Star games. Known for his long home runs, surprisingly, the Mick hit just 2 home runs over his stretch of starts. Now, Peter Edward Rose started a grand total of 17 All-Star games. In the 1970 game, you might remember this, Pete was hustling down the third baseline and rumbled into home plate where catcher Ray Fosse was waiting. And Rose just ran him right over to jar the ball loose, causing a career-changing injury to Fosse by separating his shoulder. Now, the splendid splinter, Ted Williams, started in 17 games. Here's a testament to his toughness. In the 1950 game, Ted was chasing down a fly ball off the bat of Ralph Kiner, and he crashed into the wall. He broke his left elbow, but stayed in the game. Yeah, he stayed in the game. He went 1 for 4. After the game, he had surgery and didn't make it back to the Red Sox till September. Another great Hall of Famer was Rod Carew, and he started in 18 games. He had a career total of 10 hits for his All-Star appearances. He just kept hitting and hitting no matter when or where he was. Carl Yastrzemski started in 18 games and was named the MVP in 1970, just 3 years after winning the Triple Crown. And in the 1969 All-Star Game, Yaz climbed the fence to rob Johnny Bench of a home run. It is amazing, and you can see it right here on YouTube. Just go ahead and search it. One of the biggest thrills of that game. Another tough guy, Cal Ripken Jr., started in 19 All-Star games. He was named the All-Star Game MVP twice, in 1991 and 2001. Now, the 1991 game was especially exciting. Cal was having a great year hitting. He was hitting .348, 18 homers. So he brought that party to the All-Star Game by knocking out a 3-run homer to center field that brought in Rickey Henderson and Wade Boggs. Stan Musial started 20 All-Star games. You're thinking, well, that must be the record, right? No, still a few more to go. He did hit some dramatic home runs in the All-Star games, though. 6 in all. None more dramatic than the 12th inning home run to squeeze out a win for the National League in the 1955 game. Okay, we're down to the final two. I'll bet you know who they are. Let's start with Willie Mays. He started in 20 games. He was the MVP in 1963 and 1968. And check this out. Willie owns the following All-Star records. Most at-bats with 75. Extra base hits, tied with Musial with 8. Most hits with 23. Runs at 20. Stolen bases with 6. And total bases with 40. He even had the most triples, as tied with Brooks Robinson at 3. He was simply the best. Now we're down to the final player with the most All-Star starts. And that would be the home run king, Hank Aaron. He started in 24 All-Star games in a 21-year career. So how does that happen, you ask? Well, there was a time when there were 2 All-Star games played each year. And he got the start on both of them several times, from 1959 to 1962. Here's an unbelievable fact. He didn't get his first All-Star home run until he hit it out to right center at Tiger Stadium in 1971. And those guys are the fellas with the most All-Star game starts. It's going to take an awfully long career to get anywhere close to 15. Thanks for watching. We've got some more All-Star programs set up for you right up through the All-Star game, so make sure you keep checking it out right here. And remember, happiness is something that people just don't bestow upon you. You've got to go get it. So bring it with baseball cards and smiles and joy and peace. Thanks for watching. Talk soon.
Cardboard meditation helps set your mind right. Thank you for watching. Show us your appreciation by clicking the like and subscribe button. Ring the bell while you're at it so you'll know when we upload a new story.